Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Late Lunch Talks with Dre. I'm obviously Dre of the Collector Safe Space. How are you guys doing today? So, I am going a half an hour earlier on my live for a reason. And there's a lot to talk about. A lot. So, I'm going to actually pull up my note that I wrote so I can make sure I stay on topic today, which is unusual because I usually don't. Just to give people that heads up if you're new to the stream. I usually don't stay on topic. But drinking my oat milk frappuccino. Love it. Caramel cookie. Damn, that is good. Okay. So one, I hope everybody's doing really good. And I just want to give a reminder that going forward, this show is going to be moving. Actually, starting the week after next. So next Tuesday, which is, let me pull up my calendar so I can give everybody the exact dates. So Tuesday the 18th will be the last Tuesday show. It'll be my last live I do on Tuesdays, and we're gonna do some pretty cool stuff on that show. We're gonna do drop some knowledge, drop a couple of ideas on what's gonna happen, so on and so forth. Now, going into the week of the 24th, where my new work schedule will kick in, I'll be off on Fridays. Now, Fridays, I will be going to the comic book store before I do the live. So I will be able to go over my comic book stuff again, as well as talk about news and the general topics of collectors stuff that we do. So that first new episode will air on the 28th, which is Friday the 28th. And going forward, it will be consecutive Fridays. We will see if it changes, due to anything different. But I will be on Fridays at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now, let me just close my windows. So I want to thank, before I even get into this stream, I want to thank the new toy community I was invited to be a part of. And I want to give a big shout out to Jacob, Cobb Collector. Great guy, great friend, great brother of ours in the Collector Safe Space. He introduced me to Oz and the Toy Network group, and I have never felt more welcome. I have never felt more a part of the community. And meeting someone like Oz, who I have talked to now every day, which I love. I love having friends I could talk to about toys and just life and stuff every day. And one of the great things was, we're very like-minded in what we want to do with the community. So I wanted to address that Oz is trying to get to 500 subs, and we started a little mini campaign, and we're getting them on the move. I posted in a few groups. I will be editing this live and putting it in the comment section. Oz's link to his YouTube channel. Definitely go there, check it out, see what you guys think. Like I said, he's got some really funny content. Just an overall good guy. Regardless of what other, you don't listen to the haters, and that's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about today. In regards of you know the toy community and whatnot. So I just wanted to broach that to you guys. Now, let's actually get into the topics at hand. So, I actually want the first topic I want to talk about is the kind of the elephant in the room with Star Wars fans. No, I'm not talking about the Cantina HasLab. I did a lot of talking about that on Saturday, and I had a great time talking about that. Um, I'm actually going to address the Acolyte because I've actually watched the first two episodes, and I rewatched the first two episodes last night, and I went over it with a fine tooth comb, and I've witnessed more people I personally know in the community and people I don't know in the community go after this show, calling it too woke, calling the show terrible, saying it's crap. So I want to educate people. And this is my teacher side of me coming out. So that's why I folded my hands and put them on my desk. Representation matters. And I think that this show does that in spades. Like, I'm going to give some positive things about the show first before I talk about what I don't like about the show. It it brings to light a lot of things that The Last Jedi talked about and kind of what was hinted at during the whole Ray Star Wars era where nobody loved that. And I understand why people didn't like it. I liked it, enjoyed it. Again, I get it. But not since, and I had to really think about this today and yesterday, not since Rogue One, not since, I would even go to dare to say The Last Jedi, and, you know, that trilogy of films and Rogue One and Andor and in The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, like more recent stuff, have I seen a fair representation of people of all colors, races, ethnicities, whatever you want to call it, religious, sexual identities, whatever, be represented in the Star Wars film. And it was cool. It was really, really cool. Because nobody cared about that. You cared about the story, what was written about. But representation matters, especially now. Especially now. And why do I say that? We live in an era where hate speech goes out all over social media. Hate speech is all over what they teach in schools, what they tell, what some people in their communities, their collecting communities, whatever you want to talk about it. There's so much hate speech. I don't personally care that a character has two moms. It doesn't bother me. I worked in a child care program where there was two moms and two dads, and I loved those kids. I loved the parents. They were good because it didn't bother me because I they care about their kid. That's what was awesome. And parents, we want parents because guess what? I thought about this and I had to do some due diligence and some research. Not since the baby boomer generation have we seen a decline in the nuclear family. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with some logic, folks. Hey, what's up, Rex? How you doing? When you see that that baby boomer generation, the people that were growing up with the mom, the dad, the nuclear family dynamic has changed, and we've accepted that now. There's co-parenting. There's single parent households. I grew up in a single parent household. And I loved my mom. She raised me right. You know, I've seen a lot of people come up adopted. There's so taking all that aside, it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. Who cares about this tertiary stuff? The fact that the lead actor that's playing Soul from Squid Games spoke little to no English and then took 4 months to learn English and study Qui Gon Jinn to get an idea of how he wanted to be as a Star Wars Jedi. That impresses me. Okay? So, right there. Twin black girls that are tied to the Force. Love it. Love that idea. I feel like one of the apprentice Knight is a little bit of a douche, but that's okay. And I think Daphne Keene, who we all love and think she's awesome from X-23, she's the Padawan. I like her. She's got kind of a weird Vulcan kind of way of doing things. Well, it's a lot. She even kind of makes a Vulcan Star Trek kind of comment where she's like, "It's the logical thing to do." I was like, "Are you Vulcan? Did they just somehow sneak Vulcans without us truckers knowing?" So I thought that was cool. Now, things I don't like about it, there's the current story, the way it's written, it leaves a lot to be desired. Now, granted, I know they're trying to do like the whole Guy Ritchie Memento thing, where like there was an issue in the past, and now we're kind of being led through memories and this assassinations, and it's a little disjointed. So I wish they could tie that up a little bit better. And it's only 2 episodes in, and much like I said before, and a lot of people have said, I'm going to state this now. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's okay for what it is. And that's what I'm gonna leave it at. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. You know, I think the fight choreography is really well done too. You could tell that they either talked to Yuen Wo-ping from The Matrix or Donnie Yen, because the martial arts and the choreography is actually pretty on point. I will give it that. So I wanted to address that. And I'm not 100% into the Star Wars community. I'm way probably more into the Trek community than I am in the Star Wars community. But I would say cut the hate. There's no reason to be hateful on something that's, you know, you're still getting Star Wars. Yeah, you may not like it and it's not really appealing to you. But hey, if you really want to go there, George Lucas stole the idea of the Jedi from the Code of Bushido. The ideas within the Tao Te Chang. Akira Kurosawa, who he claims no, once, and it was in a Criterion edition of Seven Samurai that Lucas gave credit to Akira Kurosawa. And no problem, man. Thank you so much for coming in. Um, he gave credit to Akira Kurosawa for coming up with the Seven Samurai and the Legend of the Forbidden Fortress, and which is what gave way to the ideas of Han, Chewie, Luke, and Leia. Even C-3PO and R2-D2, and all those characters kind of were conceptualized through that movie that he saw. Now, if you really want to be angry, trust me, I think anybody can be angry that the totally cultural appropriation was there. And I'm not going to get into the semantics and argue all that because I could. And no offense, I have a foot to stand on because I've studied Asian culture. I have degrees. I have things that I could stand on, not just my fandom, but actual knowledge and facts. So I welcome anybody that would love to argue that with me because it's there. It's kind of very prevalent. And if people want to argue over, stupid other tertiary things, we could argue over that. So I'm gonna leave that there. Hey, Blue, good to see you. And G, of course, I appreciate you, man. If you're busy, always feel free to come back and watch the stream. Hashtag Team Replay. I get it all the time. Now, I have to go. I did actually put a list together, folks. I'm actually quite impressed with myself to stay on topic today. So I don't like the rage, and I get that we see that a lot in the community. Oh, cool, man. I'm actually today's my second to last Tuesday off. Next Tuesday will be my last official Tuesday off, and then it'll switch to Fridays. So that'll be cool. Now, and I'm gonna say it's a hot take. I'm gonna take that's a hot take. I don't mind being in a hot seat where people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, he's with this woke agenda." No, yeah. So what? It's in everything. Star Trek has it. I don't care about it in Star Trek. Star Trek's got great writing. Fight me there. Great writing doesn't take away from anything. Great writing helps you interweave the story with the lore, with the characters, and gets you involved. Ahsoka, Andor, Mandalorian. Those three shows right there were fantastic. The Acolyte, it's trying. It needs a little. I feel like needed a little bit more time in the oven. That's where I'm going to go with that. So now, I briefly mentioned it when I started this. Yeah, I'm gonna be actually getting 3-day weekends, which is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna get Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I'm very excited about that because I'm gonna be working 4 10s, so I'll be working longer during the week, but I'll be getting my Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off, which means more time with my family over the summer because my wife and my kids are done with school. So I appreciate. I look forward to it. Trust me, I'm excited. So like I said, I mentioned this briefly at the beginning about being introduced to the toy network through Cobweb Collector and meeting Oz and Thanos Copter and a Punk with Toys and Joe and just so many people were so nice to me and so welcoming. It felt like the collector safe space. Like it felt like I was being welcomed into my own group, and it felt so great. So I want to take this time to talk about the second topic today, which is pockets of ToyTube. There are noticeably, noticeably good people in these isolated. I want to treat it like a dome. If we look at ToyTube as a sphere, like, and it's got continents on it, right? Like Earth. I want to say that there are isolated domes of these like good people doing good things, not spitting hateful rhetoric or or just being toxic and gathering minions to their cause, and ignoring their lives and hating other people and forming these armies to raid other people's channels and doing all this hateful stuff that's been going on. I don't want to talk about that. I want to actually talk about the good things. Real Batman, myself, Dave from Dave's Dimension, Oz. We're doing good things. We're creating these communities where people, doesn't matter your content. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table as long as you don't bring that drama. As long as you don't bring that vitriol, the anger, the rage that, like, I don't know why. And I get it. Some of us don't have positive outlets to get that out of us. So we take it out on the community or we find somebody in the community. I myself have been a target in the community. Yeah, toy tubers, go figure. That, you know, I've had people come after me and my family verbally attacking me, saying I'm a terrible person. Not once but twice, and I'm still here. I'm gonna stay here. This is where I like to be. So, you know, I have brothers and sisters that I talk to every day being blessed because of this toy community. And because one of my brothers introduced me to his one of his close friends, his brother, I got to become part of a new community. And it feels so good. It's so cool to like interact with all these new people and really see their content and want to do positive things. It's like I don't understand why people don't want to do that more. It's like I get it. You want clicks and you want views. I'm sorry. Ross is a four-letter word that I don't want to say on YouTube because I'd like to believe that at some point, if I was ever monetized, that these videos could get money. But F Ross, F all this stuff. We actually talked about it on Saturday, and a punk with toys, and I brought up some really good, solid points about what you're doing. And Thanos Copter had chimed in too. It was great. We were talking about how you waiting to go to Ross to get a deal actually screws up inventory with the main store, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, Amazon, because if you don't purchase the product there, they don't. Now, Amazon, Big Bad Toys, Entertainment Earth, those larger online retailers have warehouse spacing, so they don't care if it sits there for a while. But places like Target and Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, their space that they have to put product on, that's retail and it has to move. Or if those units don't move, they lose money. Hence why they sell it to like places like that we have here in Charlotte called Where You Been, where like you go there and you get things on days and they lower the prices each day. They go to Ollie's, they go to Ross, they go to Burlington, they go to Marshalls. You know, all these places take that inventory because it's cheap and they just want to spit it out because they need to fill their stores. So, you have to look at what damage you're doing to the community by saying, "Hey, yeah, I got a deal on a figure that was $25 and I decided to wait because I didn't want to get it when it was there because I don't want to spend $25." Well, I'm going to hit you in the reality right here. If you don't have the money, don't effing spend it. Hot take, I know, but I don't go outside of the reach of my pocket. I don't go to my credit card and go buy something knowing I have bills to pay, rent to pay. Well, not rent, but we had to pay our mortgage. We had to, pay my car note, got to take care of my kids, got to take care of my wife, got to put groceries, pay my cell phone bill, pay my wife's bills, whatever we got to do. You don't go and say, I'm going to go drain it for plastic. You take care of your family first. Take care of yourself first. Make sure you fucking eating, make sure you got something, because if you're not, and just doing this plastic shit to go on a camera in front of people to try to garner some sort of following, you're not doing anything except making yourself look stupid. Or buying something in mass and holding it because you think it's going to have a value and sell it later. Toys are not it, folks. Toys are not an investment. Toys are for love. They're for kids. Remember, ultimately, as big as we are, as adult as we are, as old as we are, these are meant for kids. We draw enjoyment from it because of nostalgia purposes. Some of us love. I still am a big kid. I have kids that are. I have a toddler and a teen and two teenagers. You know, it's to me, it keeps me young. But I get why some people wait for those sales, but don't go there and start predicating that your whole life is to go there. Stop going all the time to the stores. Spend time with your families, man. You only get one shot at this, and enjoy those time with your kids while they're growing up. Your wife and your husband, your significant other, your loved ones, whatever, your partner. Enjoy that time, because unless they're collectors too, which a majority of our significant others are not, you're losing that time with them. So that's my hot take. And if people want to comment in the comments, please do. I'm not targeting anybody. I'm not saying anybody. I'm speaking in a generality. Let's see. Number 3, Inside Out. So, Inside Out 1, I absolutely loved. Saw it many years ago when it had come out. And actually, I didn't see it in theaters. I actually ended up getting it as a Christmas gift from a friend of mine. She Many years ago, she wanted to know what I wanted for Christmas. I didn't know what I really wanted, and because I didn't have Disney Plus, I didn't have the money because I wasn't working. I was like, "Hey, could you buy me Inside Out on Blu-ray? I would love to watch this." Just the only thing, if you, I knew her pocket. I wasn't trying to. A $20 Blu-ray was not gonna make or break it. And she was like, "Here you go, Merry Christmas," and handed me that Blu-ray. And I loved the movie. Lewis Black. I love the Amy Poehler. The voice actresses and actors were hilarious. The story concept was great. You know, and I think that played a huge part in one of the reasons. I mean, I love Pixar films to begin with, but it as a parent, when you step back, it's such a great movie to watch. And when we were at the theater last as a family, and I think that was for Madam Web when we saw Madam Web. Yes, they advertised Inside Out too. My wife and I were cracking up the entire time during the trailer, and my teenager was kind of snickering because that's where she's at that age, and my toddler was like, "Ooh, she loved the characters too." Actually, I have a funny story, but I'll get into that afterwards. So, hey man, Rex, great seeing you, brother. You have a good rest of your day. So, let me get a quick drink of some coffee. So, I had we watched the trailer, loved the trailer, and I didn't know when it was. I forgot when it was coming out. So we ran into a little bit of a hiccup recently, Hey, Rolando. Good to see you, the universal moderator. Always love to see you. And my wife came to me and was like, "Hey, we got hit with a little bit, you know, because Rory got sick, I got sick. My wife took off some time from work. I took some time, so our paychecks took a little bit of a hit. So, we didn't want to go crazy, for Father's Day, and I didn't want the her or my mother-in-law to go crazy. So, I was like, well, we can always just go out to dinner, whatever, go out to lunch. I don't care, because I knew I had work the next day. Well, no, actually, I don't work the next day. It's a different story. I'll explain it at the end of the video. Um, but I was like, well, do I really need to go eat at a nice fancy restaurant with my family? I don't. My kids don't. My two kids don't eat really. They're picky eaters. My wife and I are picky eaters sometimes. I was like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I said I'm going to think about what I want to do. And then I saw a trailer pop up on YouTube, and it said that it comes out Friday. And I was like, oh, oh man, let's go see. I was like, hey, you know what? I told my wife, I said, hey, go take Papa, me, to go see Inside Out 2. I would love to go see that. And my wife was like, okay, cool, let's go do that. We don't really go to the movies often as a family. It's expensive. I mean, take a family of four to the movies, folks. It's like $150. Even if you do it on the cheap. And it's expensive. So I was like, all right, let's go to that. And then my wife's like, well, what do you want to do about food afterwards? Like, we'll still take you to eat. I said, well, we don't have to eat fancy. Let's go. I said, let's go to Shake Shack. I love Shake Shack. If y'all don't know what Shake Shack, look it up. Shake Shack is fucking awesome. Food's love it. Chef's kiss. So I'm a big dude. I like to eat there. The food's good. It's a little pricey, but it's the best burgers you're gonna get like anywhere, hands down. So part of the reason why I like to see these movies, these Pixar movies, is I love the story behind it. I love that it's like a coming of age tale again, and it introduces new emotions, anxiety, embarrassment, envy. And my wife wanted two of the characters because we were at Target the other day, and we were getting a birthday card for my teen daughter's friend. So I saw that they had a whole Inside Out, and I'm sad because it wasn't like Disney put it out like in a whole end cap. It was like this little like standee that was mounted on an end cap, and you would have missed it because it was just a plain color. So I walked up to it, and they were just blind boxes, rows of blind boxes, and then at the bottom it was plushies. My wife wanted the anxiety one, and I bought it for her, and I grabbed two blind boxes. And I looked at the back. Now the blind boxes have like all the characters in the movie, and they had like two secret ones, which was one was called a rare secret, and it's this guy like all like he's huge. He's all cloaked in black, and he's got like an angry face. And I was like, I want that one. And I know embarrassment is the only other big one in the set. So I was like, I felt like this box was heavy. I was like, man, it's either that one or embarrassment. I wanted both of those. And then I just grabbed a random one to hopefully pray I pulled the one that my wife wanted. We get home, we're sitting on the bed. I open it up and boom, what do I see? I pulled the rare secret, the dark secret. I pulled it, which is like the rarest rare one in that set. And then I pulled the envy for my wife. So Rory's sitting on the bed with us, and she goes, "Papa, can I see?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I'm not gonna get to keep this." So she took it, and now she has it. But it was cool to pull. I love blind boxes. I love doing that sort of stuff, especially if it's things I like. Like if it's Pixar and it's characters, like Rory Peanut, y'all know her. She thinks she says that I look like Anger because he's wearing a shirt and tie, and he's red, and I was like, well, that rarely looks like mommy. And my wife laughed, and we all laughed. But I wanted him. So if you guys run across an angry plush or the angry little minifigure, let me know. I would like to have it for my desk for work, and just to have it in my personal collection. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie, the first one. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I think that I think the bigger sequel I'm looking forward to is later this year in November with Moana. I'm a huge Moana fan. It was what brought me back into the fold to love all Pixar stuff and to really get Pixar and not really Pixar, but like Disney CG animated films a bigger shot at loving them. I liked Frozen 2, all those stuff. So Shake Shack, no, no, not like Shack, Shack like a house. They have them in Canada. I know that much. They do have them in Canada. Um, Let me actually pull it up on a website so I can get Blue a link, and I'll post it to the general chat for you guys, and you guys can check it out. They're notorious for doing like themed burgers, and they do milkshakes. My wife and my daughter Lana, they love their milkshakes. So I just posted it to the chat for you guys. Definitely check that out. Again, I love that place. Like I'm a fat kid, and it's not insulting. Fat kids. I was a fat kid when I was little. I'm a big boy. I would say I'm a healthy big boy, but I like to eat. Now, yeah, when I used to go to buffets, I used to do the same thing. Now, let me see. Pulling up. I'm sorry. My notes did not. My note went away. Number four. We're on my last topic, and then we're gonna kind of go shoot off the hip. So I went a little bit. I got it on a little early because I thought I was gonna rant a little bit more, but that's okay. Uh, Channel growth. We have grown leaps and bounds in the last 3 weeks, and I want to associate it with not just the content, but with actually reaching out to and networking with fellow creators. And it really touches my heart because a lot of people have told me that my content is spot on. They enjoy it. But because of what I mentioned before, hateful toy tubers and a toxic community that they're a part of, I've been attacked by that. And that really put a damper on what I wanted to do, how I wanted to be presented, and what I wanted to get my content out. And my numbers actually dropped significantly in the span of like 6 months. And in the span of 3 weeks, not only have I reached those numbers back, I've actually exceeded those numbers and I'm still growing. As of last night, we are at 164 subscribers. Yeah, Blue. Uh, I'll take a second and talk about it. It's not about collecting toys, Blue. It was not about collecting toys. This was petty jealousies that it stemmed from petty jealousy, and it stems from a fact that people were not watching content. Now, I don't expect all my friends. I mean, I have four extremely close 10 to 20 plus year friendships these four people represent. I would never ask them to watch my content. I did in the past when I first started YouTube, but they're just not interested in the content. They like the stuff. It's ironic. They love collecting toys. They actually love anime, video games, movies, all the stuff we talk about here. But they don't want to watch my content. And it wasn't till a few years ago that I was just like, Why am I asking them to watch it? I know what they don't consume it. They're not the market I'm appealing to. So I stopped pushing it. And this goes a shout out to Kayla from Saturday when we talked on the clubhouse. When you actually step away and like actually have your friends, and I'm not saying that my internet friends, I'm actually pretty close with my internet friends more than I am with my actual real world friends because we're all busy. We have families, we're married, we work, we're some of us are just geographically spread out really far and it's hard to make time to see each other. And in the advent of cell phones and social media and things like that, we have ways of keeping and video game consoles where we can just log on and talk to each other. It's we do that. But I don't push my content onto the people I love. If you watch it, great. I'm glad you do consume it. If you don't watch my content, okay, I don't get mad. I don't tell like I don't grab you and go like you need to watch my content because if you don't watch my content, like or I don't get hateful about it like to the point that it sours me. Because at the end of the day, I know people have lives. There's only so many hours in a day that you can consume content. So why am I going to tell you, hey, go take time away from your kid's recital, your son's basketball game, your daughter's soccer game, or hey, your wife has a painting thing that she's doing and she wants you to be there. Don't watch my content. No, who the hell am I? There's always later you can watch my stuff. It doesn't bother me because I would expect people to say that to me. Like where they would say, "Yo, Dre, I know that you were at Lana's graduation last week," or "Oh man, your mother-in-law had surgery," or "Oh man, Rory has something that you got to do for her," you know. "Oh, your wife is doing something at the school and she wants you to be there," or oh, whatever number of things. I'm gonna be there for them always. And if my real world friends here, or even my online friends, had something and they're close enough by that I can go, I'm gonna go. Why? Because they're family. They're good people. They mean a lot to me, and that's kind of what it became. So I'm gonna read Blue's comment. He says, "Okay, I have YouTube friend toy collectors and such, but then there are those who are just trying to create content who, after a while, realize they had no interest in toys." That's been a huge point of contention in the toy community right now. Is that the pandemic generation of creators that just got into it because there was nothing else to do at the time. They created content and some of them just fell off. Some of them just stopped creating content. And I get it. The pandemic, we were all sitting at home. When you're sitting at home because you can't go outside because you're going to get sick and God forbid die, you know, and you have kids, or the only time you're going outside is to go to the grocery store, get gas, or the essentials in life, you know, th- you know, that content was there. We had time to consume it. Now people are back to work. People are, traveling. People are doing things more. Who has the time to sit and I'm sorry, I work 8 hours a day. I have a toddler. She takes up the remaining time of that day. I have to cook. I have to, I talk with my wife. I talk with my teenager. We sit and have dinner as a family. We I do have my personal interests. Like I want to read a comic book. I want to play a video game. I want to just kind of mindlessly just watch a TV show. There's so much that we try to do in a day. Who the hell has that time to consume your content? Like, I'm not saying like you as a you speaking like in a generality. Nobody does. I know, and see that's the other thing too, Rolando. I know you do, and I love watching your content because your content's actually interesting. But here's the thing: I like toy hunting, but I don't want to record it because I'm with my kids, and that's time I spend with my daughters. To enjoy that time. When I do go toy hunting by myself, I don't want to record it. I just want to kind of be in the moment. And sometimes I'll call Dave. I'll reach out to Aaron KBG. Oz and I've been talking recently. I probably could see myself texting or calling Oz. You know, I mean, I don't see a reason to. And this is me again. I have friends that toy hunt. Yourself, EC, Yukon Phil. You know, I don't need to go toy hunting. I and stuff in the stores. Really, to be very frank and honest, there ain't nothing in the stores. I collect stuff that's not in toy stores, not in the typical stores anymore. Specialty shops, comic book shops, maybe GameStops, maybe occasionally a Best Buy may have an SH Figure Arts there. Barnes and Noble may have it, but I don't want to go there to record it. I just want to go in and hang out. Sometimes veg, you know? So again, I consume content differently, so it doesn't appeal to me. When I was during in the pandemic era, I used to watching gobble up toy hunts all the time. You guys can see I have well, you guys can't see it now, but on my old channel back in 2018, yeah, summer of 2018, I filmed a toy hunt video in South Carolina. My wife was at a we were dating at the time. She was my girlfriend. Uh, we we went to South Carolina for a teaching convention. It was for language arts, so it was for her. And she was like, "Hey, babe, come with me for the weekend. Uh, go take your." She's like, I drove us down. She's like, "Well, what are you gonna do for like 6 hours a day?" So it was 2 days. I was like, "I'm gonna tour around and putz around South Carolina," and it was in the Charleston area. It was in the not Greensboro. It was where the zoo is and I know KBG will watch this and it'll correct me. Um, but when we were down in that area, this is before I knew Aaron KBG, uh, and I just started driving around and I went to toy stores and I went to like four toy stores and I recorded and I put a compilation video and I throw it up on my old YouTube channel. I would have to dig to find that video, but I enjoyed it. It was kind of weird and I was speaking really hushed because there was a lot of talking. I recorded, I think it was at a Target, a Walmart, um, and three shops. And one of the shops I didn't even record in because the guy and I just got to talking for like an hour and a half. Like I literally was just standing, it was me and him in his store, this little hole in the wall store. And we had so much fun talking. It was just a lot of fun. It was vintage toys, which I'm not into, but it was a lot of fun. Toy hunting was fun until I started to it started to consume me. So I stopped just to collect what I want. Now, see, Blue, in this time that I've known you, all these months, I've never known. Like I know you collect toys, but I didn't know you toy hunted. So that's actually really cool to hear that about yourself. I'm sorry that it tried to consume you, but were you trying to do that for content, or were you just doing it because it was a way to escape what was going on? I guess that's my question. Thank God this thing's not high in sugar, because if it was, I would die. And the same question goes out to you guys in the chat. Like, if you guys are watching this, really consuming it, and wanting to ask questions, feel free to ask me questions. Like, I don't mind doing that, and I don't really mind answering them as best as I possibly can because that's what we do. So I'm waiting. Let's see. Rolando says, "I wanted to see what's in every store. Not that I can buy everything. Of course, dude. I think if everybody had the money to buy everything they could, they would toy hunting would be almost you'd never find anything because people would be looking like I remember. Okay, let's go back to when the bats were in stores, the Cobra bats, not the Cobra Island stuff or the Python Patrol. Cobra when the Cobra bats had just come out. People would go in and would take cases out of Walmart. You know, let's think about when they had whole waves of Marvel Legends to get build a figures. They would just go in to Targets. I mean, these have been issues upon issues upon issues that we've seen for a while, and it's sad that we see it so prevalent, and we don't see it anymore because sadly, the negative people in the toy communities and toy tube, I'm gonna borrow that term, Oz. So please, I hope you don't mind. I borrowed your term. The toy tube, or the toy tubers that are have put like this negativity in the community and have done bad things. Like, and again, Seth said it in a recent post he had on his IG. You know about like, oh, I want that figure. It's street dated, but I want to have it right now. And what they would do, what he would do, everybody would get another figure. You scan it, you put that other one down, and you get the figure that was not the one that was not street dated. Obviously, you get the one that was street dated, not street dated. You get what I'm saying? Which is bad for inventory. And I remember one time, I posted in a Facebook group. I was like, "Hey man," and it was, and I will never forget the figure 2 hour at the time. I bought Shang Chi, his Marvel Legend, and it was when the movie it was like right before the movie came out, and targets were really hard pressed at street dating. So I the first Target I went to, I just took it to the register because I saw it up on, they had all the pegs. So I grabbed it, I took it, scanned it, and it didn't go through. So I was like, huh, man. It was. I told the person, they were like, oh, it's street dated. So I had to go run to another Target to get diapers at that time because they didn't have the size. I ran to the other Target. It was there. They only had one. So I was like, okay. So I, of course, wrong. What I did for their screwing up their inventory, I grabbed I think it was a Wolverine that was on at the same time on the peg. I took that with me, walked up, swoop, and oh, I don't want this Wolverine. In the bag went, you know, Shang-Chi instead of Wolverine. Now, really wrong. I would definitely not say, yeah, I still paid for the figure. I didn't take the Wolverine. I put that in the where the return items go. That Wolverine went back to the shelf. Did I mess up their inventory? Yes, I did. And I admit that that was wrong, but we've all done it. I just hate the people that are like glorified in the toy tuber community for saying that they did that. Like, hey, I did it and it was awesome. And then everybody's like rallying to them, like, yeah, man, screw the system. I'm like, no, idiot. I had that. I used to rally with the pitchfork. So I had a very good friend of mine tell me, you're screwing up their inventory. That's gonna screw us as collectors over in the long run. And how true that has come forward 4 years later, where now there's barely anything in the stores. I mean, let's be real. I've gone to Target. I made it in the last month. I've gone to Target at least 4 times, five. And in the times I've gone, which I would say once a week, I know one week I went twice because I forgot something. There was literally just Spider Shot as the only Marvel Legend. No Joes, Power Rangers, nothing there. Transformers was full. GI Joes were like, I think there was might have been like two or three like peg warming GI Joes. There was a mutton junkyard. Ghostbusters was full with a lot of the retro stuff, and that was it. Star Wars on the other side, few pegs of Star Wars figures, most of the stuff that's peg warming, a lot of the TVC, and then wrestling figures are AEW figures, you know, dinosaurs, tons of TMNT, sparse, but it's been like that for weeks. And I made a comment when I had Yukon Phil on about do we feel toy collecting's dead? And or I shouldn't say toy collecting, toy hunting is dead. And it's true. I think it is. I think toy hunting has died. They are. They are. For what they are expensive. And if they were a I would say if it was a little bit like $20 cheaper, but again, because of inflation, because of all the things that are going on in the economy, that's why everything's so much more expensive. I remember Marvel Legends back 5 years ago were 19.99. 5 years ago, folks. I'm being 100% honest. If you were to go back and look at what it cost for a Marvel Legend 5 years ago, you didn't pay more than 19.99. Now you pay 24.99. Hey, Figure Fever, it's good to see you. And I'm glad that Blue Sasquatch agrees with me, man. Toy hunting is dead. But Blue, you didn't answer my question. Why were you doing toy hunting? Like, was toy hunting your escape from, you know, whatever was going on, or was it like, whatever you were enjoying? Oh yeah, Canada, you guys get it worse because it's the conversion rates way. It's almost like I think it's like $35 USD. Like from what I've heard, for you paying 29.99, it's like 35. That would be like $35 USD for us. Well, I know you and your son collect, but when you said you were going there, you felt overwhelmed to the point that it was consuming you. That's why I was just curious. Um, but yeah, toy hunting, I think, as a whole, is dead. Going to a toy store now, like a Target, to hunt for something. Now I get it. There's diecast collectors that go to Walmarts and Targets and stuff, and they even have specialty stores for diecast collectors. You have model collectors like KBG. KBG is a diehard model collector. You can find models pretty much everywhere nowadays. Um, and if he wants a specialty kit, he knows where to go shop on the web to get them. When you look at everything, it's kind of made its move away from the typical, like, I'd be able to get it here versus going somewhere else. Ah, yeah, you did what I did. So, yeah, see, Blue, I went the same route you did too. Like, see, Blue was buying the figures to build the figures, and I didn't even care to complete sets. Now, yeah, now I don't like. I think the only sets I try to complete are Spider Man, and because I gotta. Whoop, boop, 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 boop. For y'all that don't know, I collect Spider Man, and I think pretty much everybody in this community knows I'm a diehard Spider Man fan. So when it comes to Spider Man figures, I will hunt them down. Now, I pre ordered most of them through Big Bad Toys, Amazon, um, and that was it. Because Entertainment Earth, I don't love, and people know I have a very love hate relationship with Entertainment Earth. But I did pre-order two things, which was the Mondo 1/6 scale Rogue and the Mondo 1/6 scale Gambit. Rogue, I think, drops this month, and Gambit drops next month. So I'm hoping I can get my Rogue because I'd love to take it out the box and actually display it because I think of that Jim Lee art cover of Gambit picking up Rogue and holding her. And see, again, I did not know what you collected. So I know you. I didn't know you collected Joe's. I knew you. I think you had mentioned Transformers to me. I didn't know you did Lego. Some He Man. Now is that the Origins line or the like the Masterverse line? And I knew you collected Marvel because you and I've talked about that, and I knew you collected DC because we've talked about that too. So those were nothing new to me, but I didn't know a lot of what you collected. Oh, you do the origin stuff. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. You know, and see, folks, that's part of why I love this community so much. Like, there's a lot of people that are on the outskirts of the community that just like love to watch and support other toy tubers, and like make sure our content gets out there and it's helping with the algorithm and the watch hours and stuff like that, which I think is dope. But it's so cool to actually get to interact with you guys and actually get to know what you love. Like Figure Fever, Rolando, they're like they do good toy hunts. Like, I gotta respect, EC Collecting does some really good toy hunts. Yukon Phil does some good toy hunting stuff. I support them because they're my actual friends. Do I love toy hunting? No, but I will support my friends' content. And big shout out to Rolando for getting all that stuff out there. Because if you have not subscribed to those channels, please do, folks. They're really good people. The content is just out there. Hey, Rolando, can you throw Osmandius's Toys YouTube link in there so people can subscribe to that if they haven't as well? I would appreciate you for doing that. Now, obviously, rounding stuff out, we do have Father's Day coming up. I did, yeah, I know a lot of us, have kids, significant others. My father is long past, and I didn't have a good relationship with him, so I don't really honor him. I honor like my uncles that were there for me during my time growing up, and I honor, I'm honored as a dad because I have my kids that that love me, and my wife that wants to do stuff for me. My mother-in-law wants to do stuff for me, so it's gonna be fun. Let me go here. Yeah, Oz, can you get his link up there? It's from the if you go on our group chat on Instagram, you can pull it up from there. Thank you, Dre. There are pros and cons while toy hunting. Of course, sir. Of course. You always find some good stuff. Sadly, I'm having, like even I don't hunt per se, but if I'm ever looking for stuff, I know that you've hooked me up with my Crystar, which by all means, I love that figure because that is straight nostalgia from my childhood. I'm still looking for that Power Princess. It's actually on my wish list for my birthday, which, again, I Dave always tells me to plug this, and I feel weird always doing it. Big shout out to Rolando for getting Oz's link up here. There we go. So, folks, if you have not subscribed to him, we're on the way to getting him there. I think he was in the 430s. They're like 430 or 432. We're trying to get him to 500. Let's get that. If you see yourself struggling, drop your link here in the chat, and if you're watching this video later, drop it in the comment section. We'll gladly support you. Hey, it's Payne. I was just on Payne Toys. Loved being there, brother. It was a great time talking with you. Stopping in to say hi, trying to get my stuff together for my show tomorrow. I can say shit. I don't really care. Get my shit together. Have a good one. Thank you, dude. I'm going to be watching it. Definitely, folks, if you have not watched, subscribe to Payne's Toy Samples. He's a great toy tuber, great just general guy. I loved being on his show. It was a great talk. Really, really getting to know him was a lot of fun. And look at Rolando on point, making sure people know. Love it. Love it. So, like I said, Dave always tells me, why not post your link for your birthday? Post your wish list. I always hate doing it because I always feel weird because it's like begging people. I only post it to people that ask me as a friend, like, hey, I want to get you something. Because I don't ask anybody. I usually, no offense, like to anybody, I buy what I want. Like I usually get what I already want. But there are some things that are on my list that I've either not been able to find or I'm looking for and that are kind of outside of the realm of where I have access to. So and some people are like, hey, I like you, Dre. I want to get you something. My birthday's not for like another, let's see, it would be a week. So for 5 more weeks and a day. So 5 weeks and a day, or 5 weeks technically, because it'd be next week would be a month. So 5 weeks till my birthday, July 18th, which will be a Thursday. So I did want to, and I am planning to do a toy stream that night to do like so people could come in. Hey, Mr. B, good to see you, brother. Um, so for my birthday on July 18th, not June, July 18th, I'll be doing a birthday stream. It'll be later in the evening because my wife's birthday is July 17th. My birthday is the 18th. We're gonna be doing something either on the 17th or on the 18th, and it'll be like probably 8 o'clock in the evening. I'll get some people on Eastern time. I do know some people. I thought there were. I didn't want to conflict with other people's streams, so if you want to come on, I'm gonna have an open chat. I'll have a StreamYard link in the respective groups that I'm in. If you want to jump in and come in and hang out, open toys. If you sent me something you want me to open it on that day, we'll talk about it. We'll figure that out. but that's going to be on July. Now, I did want to get to one other thing, which is what's going to happen when we hit 200 subscribers. Well, I decided because of this love the toy tube community, the good toy tubers in the toy tube community have done for me. I'm going to do a giveaway. So once we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway. I'm either going to do comic books, like a mystery box of comic books that I will send you, which will be about a $50. So that's what, $50, about 10 comics. So it'll be like 10 comics, or it'll be a figure. I haven't figured out which yet. If it's a figure, I will procure it and show it and make a decision then. It might be it might be an SH Figure Arts. I haven't thought about it yet. We'll see where I'm at. But that's what it'll be, a giveaway for you guys, and that'll be once I hit 200. We will do a 200. You know, we'll do something for the 200th subscriber, and then I will give the details. And now, obviously, I did say, oh, well, I posted it on my Instagram. I will not reveal the details of how to enter the giveaway till I get to 180. So we are 16 subscribers away from me giving the rules, which will go on my IG, and then I will make a video. And then once we get to 200, we will do the giveaway. So I wanted you guys to know this. This is my thank you to the community for being supportive, helping build us up, because we grow together. Hashtag we grow together. I cannot get my content out there if you guys aren't watching it and appreciative of it. And I don't enjoy this without you guys. So this is my thank you. This is like, I want to say, I appreciate y'all. So, you know, Mr. B and Rolando, please stay safe while you guys are driving. I know it's always great to listen to me, but put like an earbud in your ear so you can listen. You don't have to watch. You can just listen. This is more like a visual podcast. It's a visual podcast. So I was trying to think. There was something else I wanted to mention. Yes. How could I forget? So Oz of the Toy Network and the Collector Safe Space, we are collaborating on a large scale. We are going to reach out to everyone that's positive in the community, and we're going to have you guys help us with what we're calling name tech. Oz, if you watch this later, the Ultra Oz toy, well, the Ultra stream, which is going to be a 24-hour long stream. We made a joke on Saturday saying, "Oh, we did a 5-hour stream Saturday, which I was a part of. Great fun time." We said, "Well, maybe we should go." Somebody said we should do longer than 6. I said, "Well, hell, let's go longer than that." And he's like, "Well, let's do a 24-hour stream." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. 24 hours." So I told him the Collector Safe Space guys and girls would love to join in doing that. And the Toy Network guys and girls were all about it. So I said, let's get our groups together and let's make this happen. So we're now starting to I'm starting to work on a list of the individuals that we can, so there'll be time slots. So if you're interested in this stream, Oz and I will get together and put together, like, you tell us, and we'll have, like, I guess I'll make like a Google Doc with a time slot that you could put in. And I will suggest that these are going to be Eastern Standard Time, because Oz and I are both Eastern Standard Time. So if you could come in, You would come in at this time. Now there will be set people in the chat because we are limited to the 10 slots. So there will be at least 3 or 4 people staying on the stream full time. And Mr. B, I'll tell you, it's going to be so. Let me get to the when. The stream is going to happen Comic Con weekend. That's Saturday. So Saturday, July. Let me pull it up here. It's Saturday, July 27th. Now, sadly, I will not be at home. I will be at Raleigh SuperCon. But that does not negate me actually still being on the stream. I'll be streaming live from the show to give you guys some kind of what's going on at the con. And if I can't stream there, I'm gonna upload the video to Oz, and then Oz will let you guys watch the video. He'll post it, so I have it posted to my channel. Oz will post it to like the actual window, so you guys can watch the video of what's going on if we have any streaming issues. But that's gonna be how I'm gonna do it, and then we're gonna simulcast to people that are at SDCC to see what's going on there. So we're trying. This is an opportunity for several reasons to why we're doing this. It's to put eyes on people's channels that maybe no one's heard of. Or maybe you've seen their name pop up in your feed, but you never watch their content. So this is going to give people a time and a chance to come on, talk about their content, see, participate in the community. Who knows? There might be some fun stuff we're going to be looking at doing. We might do some, random stuff, but it's going to be an organized chaos free for all. That's how I like to think about it. It's going to be organized chaos. So Oz, myself, and a few other people are going to work together to build this. So you guys will be able to participate if you would like to. And this, like I said, this is your chance for you to talk about your channel. This is going to be an opportunity to put people's eyes on what you do and why you like it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, if you are international, because we do have people in Brunei, in Asia, we have people in New Zealand, in Australia, in China, in Ireland, in England that do participate in watching our content. We would love for you guys and girls that are overseas in the UK, in Asia to participate. So if you choose to, we will find a way to get you all involved. So even if you just don't want to advertise that you have a channel, if you don't have a channel or not, but want to participate, it'll give you a chance to come in and participate with all these people that are like-minded collectors that want to have a good time. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna post. I'm in the process of creating a graphic. I'm gonna work with Oz on that. We're gonna get a graphic together. We're gonna get a whole bunch of us together to do this. I mentioned it briefly to Dave. Dave was already really hot to do it, and I know several of us. Like Britterbug could probably come on and do a stream and show why she's doing gaming streams. You know, People that want to toy hunt, maybe could even stream their toy hunt while they're doing it. It is. I think Mr. B, it's going to be a great time. I'm looking real forward to doing it. Um, so it is something that we are looking to do. It is something that we are planning, and I hope you guys, girls, whatever your pronoun you choose is, you know, be mindful of that. We want to have you a part of it, and as soon as we do put up that sign up sheet, we will let you know. I may actually have to create a Google form for it. We'll see what we have to do. I'll talk to Oz and we'll get more details. Now, I do want to address the last thing. I didn't really get kind of touch on this. Um, it's Men's Mental Health Month, and it's particularly Men's Mental Health Month. They say it's Health Month, like Men's Health Month. Um, and this kind of lends to what I was talking about before. So Monday, I have to go into the doctor to get my eyes checked because the my regular doctor, when he had diagnosed that there's a high potential for diabetes back in February, I took a total 180 turn on my diet. Total 180. I was 260 pounds. I am 238 pounds now. I am proud of the weight loss. I need to keep my blood sugar low. I need to make sure I'm okay because diabetes affects your vision. So, because of the fact that this could have been lingering for years, the fact that there's a long family history of it, they want me to get my eyes checked to make sure that there's no diabetic damage to my vision. So, you know, that may be something that I need to look into. So that's what we're doing. But I'm gonna take a pause from talking about this to address Mr. B's comment. Are we planning to do multiple giveaways? If so, I may be able to chip in. Mr. B, message me on Instagram. You have IG, right? Because if you have IG, I would like to do at least two giveaways, at least two on that stream. If you guys are doing that, okay, message me on Instagram privately. And I'll talk to you because I would like to do a giveaway. Figure Fever, same for you. Message me privately because I would love to. If you guys are doing that, I'd love to, you know, figure out what it is, and then we can. You send me pictures of it, and we can talk about it, and we can do that. So we will do at least. I would like to do at least two or three giveaways. That's what I would like to do. Just kind of as a thank you to the community, and it is going to be a long stream, so that would be something fun to do. So I'm going to talk to Oz about it. But I will, on my side of it, message me, you two. Send me, if you guys have something you want to do, send me pictures so I can post that to let them know that there's a giveaway going on as well. And it lets me have other content to bring to Oz. So back to the men's health stuff and the men's mental health. So that has been weighing on me. If you guys didn't know, I did take some time away in February from YouTube because I was concerned about my health. Um, I still am because I am scared if that's something that I have to be worried about. Y'all know I have rheumatoid arthritis, which is a disability, and it does destroy your joints over time. I have been feeling extra damage in my elbow joint and in my knees lately, and my lower back. That's what it is. So, oh, please don't, no problem, Fig Fever. We love you, brother. Um, but I'm gonna get that checked out, and then I have four doctor's appointments. Literally, July, the last 2 weeks of July, it's all doctor's appointments. It's crazy. It's like I have my wife's birthday, my birthday, two doctor's appointments on the 19th. Then the week afterwards, I have three doctor's appointments, and then we go to Raleigh SuperCon. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing. Um, I just wanted to say that we do have to address that, but I'm also not going to forget that this is also Pride Month. DC Comics and Marvel Comics do a great job of making these inclusive issues that talk about superheroes of all genders and sticking in with the Pride theme. And they talk about these heroes that are represented in the community. And I really appreciate that. I think it's great because as a teacher, I loved it. I love seeing it as, somebody in my family that has people that, identify within the Pride community, as well as somebody I have very good friends that identify and are a part of that community. So to me, it was really awesome, and it's a very cool thing. I will say anybody that feels unsafe, they don't have to feel that way around myself or my family. We are very supportive. We are inclusive. You are safe with us. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And when I say guys, I should say I wanted to let you all know. If you identify with that and you feel unsafe, you're safe within the collector safe space, and you're safe with me. You're safe with my family, my personal family here. Okay. And I do have several great friends that are always inclusive. So I just wanted you all to know that. Yeah, Mr. B. Mr. B said it best, man. We are getting to that point where our warranties are. Yeah, my warranties. Like I told Dave the other day, I said I need to get my oil checked, and he was like, "What is?" He's like, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, I got to get my oil." I told my brother that. Sorry, which Dave is my brother, but I told my little brother I had to get my oil checked, and he was like, "What does that mean?" I said, "I have to get a colonoscopy," and he's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't no." So I'm not looking forward to that, but you guys are right. When your warranty starts getting up and you got to start getting all the repairs done, I'd rather get it done. So that's where we're at with that. So it's fun getting old, right? Not. And I keep talking about that with kids too. Like I was talking to my wife last night while we were having dinner. Lana, I remember watching her go from fourth grade. Now she's going to high school. I remember seeing her in fourth grade. Now she's in high school. My youngest, she's gonna be 4 years old at the end of this month. Little peanut, you know. And then my son is 18. He's gonna be 19 this year. He's gonna be a sophomore in college. My littlest niece is already gonna be making getting close to a year. My other niece just celebrated her birthday. She just is getting ready to turn 4. My two of my nephews, one of them's getting ready to drive and he's got facial hair. It's crazy to me. Crazy how fast the time comes and goes. Yeah, Mr. B. I don't like that. But oh, your granddaughter just turned 6. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. That is so freaking awesome. I love that, man. I love it. Warms my heart hearing stuff like that. I'm a big kid myself, but I got a little one, and she is. I love all three of my kids, and I love my nieces and my nephews. But man, my youngest one, she is stolen my heart. So I'm excited. We got her birthday. She's gonna be going. We're taking her to the Y because we have a membership there. We're gonna be going to the Y to go swimming. They have like a big swim park with like not I don't want to say rides, but it's like they have a bunch of stuff there. It's really cool, and she wants to do that. And then we bought her a bunch of like superhero themed stuff that she wanted. So it's gonna be fun. You know, I wish some of my friends that had kids and grandkids her age were closer because then she'd be able to play with y'all. But it is what it is. That's life. So, but her birthday falls on a Sunday, and it's Sunday, June 30th. So it see you say after 21. I'm gonna tell you. I think after once they hit 12, it's like it's gone because it's just that clock towards their driving, their clock towards their going to college or high school, then college. Middle school, high school, college. It's just like just it goes. It goes. But I do want to say thank you to everybody. I really appreciate you guys for coming through. It means a lot to me. We're winding down on the Tuesday, man. So I do have to ask you all a question. Do you guys think I should have myself and Dave work on a new entrance for Fridays? Like, should there be a new entrance video and backdrop for Fridays? Let me know. I would love to know because I mean, I have ideas if you guys are thinking about it. If not, I'm not going to do it, but I do have some ideas. So if you guys want to comment here now, please let me know if you guys think that you would like to see me have me and Dave work on a new video entrance video for Fridays because it will be Fridays. But should I change the name? Because it was Tuesday talks, Tuesday late lunch talks, the TTLT. Friday Friday free for alls with Dre. No, Friday fun days. I gotta come up with a name. I want to keep it with like that alliteration. Yeah, I'm gonna try it, but I gotta figure out. I need a name. I need a name. That's what I gotta come up with. I'm thinking. If you guys want to help with that, that would be appreciated. But also, I never really like asking you guys this. And you know what, Mr. B, you're right. I won't know until I give it a shot. So I'm gonna give it a shot. if you guys can do me a big favor, share out all those links that were posted above on to your friends if they're interested in this sort of content and you're like, hey, I think you should check it out. Getting me closer to that 180 gets the rules dropped for the prize or for the giveaway, and then I will drop the prize image of what it is at the what you call it in the video. Now, sadly, I will say this: I won't be shipping internationally. It'll be only for the locals for the US because I know shipping to Canada and shipping internationally is ridiculously expensive and I do not make enough money personally to do that. But but if you are international, we might figure something else out. We will talk. But if whoever wins the contest, I will state that cuz I would like to keep it in the continental US, but if you are international, well, with D&D, I wish. But it's not gonna be Friday nights. Cause see, we're gonna be doing it's gonna be in the afternoon. So I was thinking like I gotta figure some out. I got ideas. I got ideas. But Mr. B, I like where you're going with this. And if D&D needs to be talked about, folks, that is something that I'm going to be doing a little bit more of the content just to kind of give you before I really leave. Some of the content I want to do more of is Sentai merchandise. So I will be talking more Common Rider. I will be talking more um Sentai and Tokusatsu out of Japan, like Ultraman. We will be talking more Toho, Godzilla, and some of the toys because I'm going to be getting in some of the new SH Figure Arts and Monster Arts, King Kong from the New Empire, Godzilla from New Empire. Um, that sort of stuff will be coming in. And I do know that there is a huge desire for me to talk Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people have reached out to me on my personal Facebook group and my friends have asked me, please do more D&D content because I would totally gobble it up. I know that there's a lot of D&D YouTubers already out there, but I'm not going to be a D&D YouTuber. It's going to be content that'll be like separate on this platform that I use here. So that will be something I will do. It will be themed because I do have, like, I won't lie, there is something I do want, and it's the GI Joe Essence 20 RPG system because it is supposed to be one of the better new RPG systems. It's supposed to be a little bit like super intuitive and easy to do because I already have the Marvel, and I'm trying to get the books out here so I can show it to you guys. Like I have this one, the multiverse role playing game, FTT. I like that. I like that. Friday Toy Talk. That's a good one. So I have this one, and this is not a D20 system, but I have this, and I have the Kang expansion, and I also have the X-Men expansion book coming out in August. So I wanted to get the GI Joe one because it's more D20 based, and it's something I did ask for. It's on my wish list for my birthday. Um, you know, but I wanted to see what you guys and girls were thinking. Um, just comment here. I did also. I wanted to ask if I did put a tip jar, and it's like I'm gonna borrow that because Oz said it. But if I did put like my Patreon, not a Patreon because I don't do Patreon, but if I did put like my PayPal, would people be interested in donating to it? Like, I'm not asking for you to do it because I don't like asking people for money. But would you guys, if I did have that listed here, or if it's scrolled, would you guys consider donating to it? And if so, you know, I would use it towards buying stuff like I was mentioning, like role playing stuff to talk about. It would go towards stuff to talk about here on the channel. Content. It would go towards the content, like buying a headset or a microphone or something like that, and I would tell you guys 100%. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys, and possibly at times I might even donate the funds to a good cause because I do like donating to charity. So, is that something you guys would consider doing? Like, if I did set that up, would you guys do it? because I've thought about it. I've tinkered with the idea for a while, and because I'm not monetized yet, I know some people are very leery, and I was just curious if that's something that that you guys would be interested in. If not, I'm not. I'm like I said, it's just something that I've had brought up to me by other people, so I just was curious. And also, would you guys want guests on a Friday show? Like if I did a Friday show, well, if when the Friday show happens, would you like to see more guests pop up on that show besides me just talking for an hour? If so, comment below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And I appreciate you guys. I did go a little longer today because, like I said, I felt I had a lot to get off my chest. But if I don't get to see you all, if you gentlemen have any sons or daughters, children, I'm gonna wish you guys a happy Father's Day in advance because I appreciate you and love you. Well, I'm not monetized yet, Mr. B. So that's where I'm not at the monetization. Hence why we have to get me to 500 to get that. But that's why I was asking, like, if I did a tip jar, like, where I said, hey, donate to my PayPal, and this would be what it was for. Like, hey, I'm working on doing that. I'm getting this. Here's a tip jar. Would you guys, if people would be interested in doing that, I'd be totally down for it. If not, then I'm fine. Like, I would be one to say, like, hey, I'm using this tip jar to get funds towards this. You know, because I always hate people saying, oh, I'm doing this, but I want to get this, you know, that sort of thing. Once I get monetized, yes, yeah, there will be, I will do, channel memberships and stuff like that where there would be exclusivity. But for right now, would anybody have a problem on the way there to do that? If not, cool. If so, yeah, let me know. But again, I wish you guys the best for grandpas. If you're an uncle, because sometimes uncles can be sometimes replacement dads. Some of my uncles were, and they really helped me through some hard times. So happy Father's Day to you guys all. If I don't get to say it to you in advance or see you, um, definitely you guys need to tune in to Dave's Tuesday Talks. I think he said he had a guest tonight. If not, he's just gonna. I know it's gonna probably be an open mic night. Definitely check it out. Obviously, look forward to my content for next Tuesday being the last Tuesday. We're gonna drop some bombs again. It's gonna be some more hot takes, and I like doing that. And then Friday, June 28th, will be the first of the new episodes starting up for Friday. And I do like Friday Toy Talks. So give what to the July giveaway? I'm a little confused. Oh, keep mentioning it. Okay, so yeah, I'll mention it. But but like I said, if you guys are interested, you guys got to help get that 180 so I can show you what the item is. Like I said, it probably is going to be an SH Figure Arts. I will state that it will probably be an SH Figure Arts. So get yourselves on the socials. Say, hey, have you heard of this guy? You haven't checked him out? Check him out. And it's for you guys. It's for you. And then I'll drop the rules and the picture at 180. Once I hit the 180, I'll drop the rules. A Patreon. You know what? I will consider. You know what? I'll do that. I will do that. So if you guys are really interested, I will consider doing a Patreon for you guys. And then eventually, when the channel memberships come up, I will. When the channel gets to that point, I'll end the Patreon and we'll go to the channel memberships. And like, I know they do super chats and all that kind of stuff. So I like that idea. I like that idea. So thank you, Mr. B, man. You've been killing it today, man. You are super, super intuitive and helpful. And I appreciate y'all like a lot. Like this is it means a lot to me, man. You guys don't realize how seriously it hits me in the heart to have such a good community to lean on. So I will reach out and have a Patreon, and I will talk to some people. Like I know some people that have experience making one. We'll start talking about that. And yeah, just if you guys watch this video, comment below in the comments hashtag Team Replay. 'Cause I know some people are trying to catch the whole thing, and I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot. We had a good time, good talk, you know, and no, trust me, man. I don't like ever asking. I'm not one that likes to ask for help. Like I'll help others, but I don't ever like asking for help myself. If that makes sense. So that's what I'm where I'm at. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you all, Mr. B, Rolando, Blue, Figure Fever, Millennium for coming through, and G Oseru. I was reading the Japanese katakana. So I really appreciate you guys for coming through. It means a lot to me. And to everybody else that comes in, just make sure you throw a big thumbs up on it and just say, hey, I like this video, you know. And again, Mr. B, Figure Fever, hit me up. Let me know what you guys are thinking as far as items you want to do into that giveaway. I'm gonna reach out to Oz in a little bit to let him know what you guys are thinking, and I'm gonna start working on that sign up sheet so we can put it up. And yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. See y'all next Tuesday. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Stay geeky, y'all.